Are you ready? You ready for your first big debut, for your first celebrity moment? And we're pooping. Hello, and welcome back. And guys, I have a new co-host. Not really a host. Guest star, co-star, main star. Oh, binky down. This might be a little bit of a dysfunctional video today based on the lack of sleep that I have had over the last few days, but that's okay because it's all worth it, and we're gonna be talking about the story of this beautiful creation of mine entering into the world, also known as a birth story. So let's dive right in. He was born on February 27th at 10:55 a.m. and he was 8 pounds, 9 ounces of pure chunk and 19.5 inches long. So he was a C-section baby. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys already know that I had a scheduled C-section. So he was born right at 39 weeks. And everything went really smooth. So I scheduled a C-section with him because after my first son, Carter, was born, I had a very traumatic labor and experience with Carter, and I knew I wanted to have another C-section anyways, so I just scheduled it. I was also I don't know, I have a lot of certainty in me, and I like to know what exactly the plan is, so it was actually really reassuring for that. However, on February 25th or 24th, I went into false labor, so I actually thought I was gonna have him earlier, and that was crazy. I was having contractions that were like 2 minutes apart. I went to the triage, I got admitted, my contractions were super intense, and then I think because I wasn't moving and wasn't walking, they sent me home because they started separating to be more like 5 minutes apart, and then they kind of stopped cold turkey, and I was pretty sad about it, but I gotta have 2 extra days of being pregnant. And yeah, on the 27th, we had him. So on the morning of the 27th, I was scheduled to go into the hospital at 8 a.m. So we arrived to the hospital pretty much right at 8 a.m. We sat for what seemed like forever. They were super short staffed, and they had an emergency going on. So his C-section was scheduled for 10, and I didn't even get into the room until like 9:20. Okay, we just got to the hospital, guys. It's baby time. So they kind of were starting to rush things to make sure that I got in at my scheduled time and got all hooked up on monitor. Baby was looking great, and it was a really stress-free environment, which I loved. Me and Nathan just kind of got to sit, relax, really just prepare for what was going to happen. I got to meet my anesthesiologist to get the spinal done, which was for me the most terrifying part. That was what I was worried about over everything, was the spinal versus the actual C-section. But I got to meet him. He helped reassure me, and then right around 10 o'clock is when they wheeled me into the room. Nathan went to go get changed and get scrubbed up. I got my spinal, which wasn't as horrible as I thought it was gonna be. So if any of you guys are watching this and you're freaking out about getting the spinal, I was too. It's a lot easier than the epidural. It's just a little tougher because you're not in pain when you're getting it, but it's really not that bad. I reassure you, it's pretty good. So I got that, started getting numbed up. They had to tip me all the way upside down to let all of the medicine get down, because they would use like these little, what felt like a taser on me to like see if I could feel it, and I could still feel it. So they had to tip me all the way upside down and make sure I was fully numb. So once I got fully numb, everything started. And right when they started to do the first incision, Nathan came into the room, and it all just kind of became real. I remember saying to Nathan, like, they already cut me open. Like, this is happening. This is already happening. Like, oh my God. And I was kind of freaking out, and I knew it was going to be about 15 minutes until he was actually here, which is hard for somebody who is not the most patient person in the world. So the whole thing, I guess, procedure started happening. What? Yes, I'm talking about you. I know I'm talking about you. It's so rude of me. So the whole procedure started happening, and I expected it to go a lot quicker. I think because he was, or Carter, oh my God, this is already happening. I think because Carter was kind of more like emergency style, everything went so quick that I felt like he was here in a second and my body was under stress. Well, this time I was fully conscious, fully coherent. I was there for all of it, not on any meds, anything like that. And so I was just like, give me my baby. I was so ready. Nathan's just like in the moment, living for it. I'm of course in the moment living for it too, but I'm like, okay, like, is he almost here? Is he okay? Is everything looking okay? So my nurse is, we're just gonna call that Kassi Dawn. My OB, and she's absolutely amazing. She's like the most amazing woman in this world. But she was starting to try to distract me. So she started telling me jokes and like really bad dad jokes. I'm really hoping in one of the clips that's gonna be inserted, you can hear some of the jokes in the background.
Telling jokes in here.
Me. Oh yeah, Russellina. You're doing great, Mama. You're feeling pressure, that's all, okay?
Okay.
You have beautiful abs. You've been working out, though? You got it.
But she was playing or saying really just funny jokes to help keep my mind off of it. So that helped the situation a lot. And then I remember the anesthesiologist saying like, you're about to meet your baby, you know, like he's coming. And in that moment is when I could feel the tugging. Obviously I didn't feel what was going on, but I could feel the pressure. And I hear my doctor just say like, his head is so cute. And he was here, and they dropped the curtain, and the curtain like was all over my face. I like could not see anything. So they were trying to move it out, and he was just this big ball of white and vernix and messiness and all of its glory, and it was absolutely insane.
Go deep breath for me.
Deep breath.
He's almost here.
Boy. 2-year-old boy.
How old's the older one?
2.
2.
Probably got tired of growing.
It's almost here.
Ready to meet him?
I don't like not being able to move my legs.
I know it's a very anxiety-ridden thing, Mama.
At least you're calm on this one.
You see him yet?
Not yet, but I'm close. I'm still working. I told you, you've been working out too much. I'm trying to get through your muscles.
3.
I just want to keep him.
You're so impatient. With everything in your life. Just have a little patience.
He's delivered, so you can see your baby right away.
Oh.
You're getting close.
Right away out.
Here's that pressure. There you go.
Oh, your head's so cute.
Out of here.
Told you.
Good size baby.
There you go.
Oh, hi, Mama.
55?
Hi, Mama.
There you go.
Oh my God.
Oh, I know, life is so good. Get it, Lucio.
Moving the baby.
Hey, baby. He's perfect. Definitely a boy.
He looks just like Carter.
Good size boy. How do you make babies that big?
Oh my God.
And it was so beautiful to experience because I didn't have that with my first. I didn't get to see Carter. The curtain didn't drop with Carter. I didn't get to see him for 3 hours. And so with him, I remember Nathan just saying like, he looks so much like Carter. And we both just laughed. And when I saw him, I was like, oh my gosh, you do. And it was really surreal. They went and did the whole, clip, weigh, measure, get changed. And then I got to see and hold my baby. They placed him like right on my shoulder. And it was really beautiful and really special.
She did it for 39 weeks.
So did I.
That's your mama. That's your mama.
He's so mad.
I will. I have one right here.
After that, I started getting really sick. I don't do well with anesthesia. I did great with surgery. I don't do well with anesthesia. So I started getting really sick and nauseous, and they gave me Zofran, which doesn't work for me, and I forgot to tell them that, which was my bad. So I got really sick. So Nathan ended up doing pretty much all of the skin to skin for a while, which was actually really special for me to see and watch them like create this really beautiful bond together, while I waited on medicine to make me not nauseous. And then after I was done vomiting, I got to spend all the time with my baby and do some skin to skin, and we got to hang out, and he's just been like the most special, perfect, absolute blessing, easiest, sweetest, cutest little love of my life. He's my whole heart, and it was a really special moment. Yeah, we had that. We had not a whole lot of visitors the first day. My mom flew into town that day, so she got to see him. And Nathan's mom and sister and her fiance came up and got to meet him. And then we waited until the following day for Carter to meet him, because I wanted to make sure that I was recovering okay, you know, that we had our time. And yeah, so we had a great night. We had to wake up to do all the feedings because somebody loves to sleep all the time. And he's feeding good. He had a bit of a tongue tie. If you guys, again, follow me on Instagram, you knew that. So he wasn't latching well, but took a bottle great. Just a lot of smacking, but we got that fixed, luckily. And then on Friday is when Big Brother came to meet him. And that was probably more emotional for me than any other, like, the birth was emotional, but I feel like having my baby meet my baby was the most emotional part of all of it.
Hey. Bubba, look who's this. Who's this?
That's the baby.
Who's this? Can you give baby a hug? Oh, gentle.
Can you give me a kiss?
Can you give a kiss? Aww.
I didn't help that Carter was on a lack of sleep that day because he was an emotional ball, but it was really amazing to see at the same time. Like, he was so loving. You could tell he knew exactly what was happening. He was heavy breathing. The heavy breathing was my favorite part. You know, it was like loving, I love this baby, I'm obsessed with this baby, just kidding, I realize what's happening, get me out of here, let's go. Dad, come on, never show me this baby again. And then the next day when we got home from the hospital, he was perfectly fine, and he's been obsessed with baby ever since. So yeah, I mean, nothing honestly too exciting about my birth story, just a really special, remarkable moment. I'm really happy I decided to go with the scheduled C-section, because the whole experience, being able to be there and present in every single moment of it, was really beautiful, and it's something I'll never forget, and I'll cherish it for the rest of my life and all of the memories that I had and I made. And now I have this little ball of love for the rest of my life. Yes, and I'm so blessed. Welcome to the world, Liam. Can you say welcome? Welcome to the world. Oh. And we're just so blessed. We're so blessed. Thank you for watching my birth story, and I hope that it wasn't too boring for you. I'm just so blessed for this. But I want to know, because now I do have 2 kiddos and a newborn all over again, what more do you guys want to see from me? Let me know below. Do you want to see videos on my newborn must-haves, just baby must-haves, postpartum must-haves? Let me know below what you guys want to see from me, and I will definitely get a video up for you guys right away. And I hope you have a great day. Make sure to subscribe and leave a big ol' heart, and tell your friends to come say hi to me. Okay, love you guys, bye.